Are you a U.S. citizen?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand you're not allowed to come back to the United States? Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison. Do you understand by entering into a plea on this case, you will be deported?
And after talking to my client, Judge, he's worked all his life. It'll never happen again. I've learned my lesson. He says all the right things.
The court will find you guilty, sentence you.
This defendant is staring down 99 years behind bars for a massive stack of drug charges, and if that wasn't enough, deportation is also on the table. The tension in this courtroom is no joke as the judge delivers a harsh dose of reality with zero patience for games. And here's where it gets even more controversial. He's using a public defender, meaning taxpayers are footing the bill for someone who's here illegally and facing serious criminal charges. What do you think about that? Should public defenders be available in cases like this, or should the system work differently? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because this one raises some serious questions about justice, immigration, and accountability. Let's dive in and watch this case unfold, from cocky confidence to instant regret.
State versus Ulysses Gloria Benitez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Your hand, Your Honor.
Defense?
Carlos Martinez for the defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Benitez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, you received all discovery. Did you review it with your client?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Probation, this is an application. Mr. Benitez, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication? Anything else? All right, thank you. With
Yes.
your attorney, did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Benitez, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I did, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Mr. Benitez, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your charge by indictment with manufacturing and delivery of controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4,200 grams? That's a first-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, he was, Your Honor, and he is.
Has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No, ma'am.
It honestly blows my mind how cases like this play out. You've got non-citizens caught trafficking serious drugs, and instead of being sent back to their country immediately, they stay here, with public defenders paid for by U.S. taxpayers. It's not just about one case either. These kinds of situations drag out the legal process, clog up the courts, and slow down justice for actual victims who are waiting for their day in court. Now, I get that everyone has the right to legal representation under the Constitution, but should that automatically apply when someone isn't even here legally and they're charged with a serious felony? That's the real question. Because in the end, it's everyday Americans who are footing the bill, while the system gets more and more overloaded. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is it time to rethink how we handle these cases?
All right, counsel, did you have a chance to speak to an immigration attorney or have your client speak to an immigration attorney?
Yes, Your Honor, we've done both. I did, and then they did appoint Tulos. And he spoke to him last week, and he did provide a letter. And then he fully understands under Padilla, Judge, I'm obligated to tell him about his immigration warnings and possible consequences before he enters the plea, which I have, Judge.
All right. Mr. Benitez, do you understand the impact a plea in this case will have on your immigration status?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand by entering into a plea on this case, you will be deported?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that you will be denied naturalization?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that you will be denied re-entry into the states?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. State is silent on your application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2024 PF 24733. And there's to be restitution to SAPD for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Ma'am.
Defense is at the plea?
Yeah, it is.
State is at the plea? It is not. Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 250 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Do you wish to proceed with sentencing?
I would prefer, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything you wish to say but in regards to the application for deferred?
Your Honor, I have spoken to the mom and the brother. He comes from a good family. He's just, and after talking to my client, Judge, he's worked all his life. So he says, you know, it was lapse in judgment, some easy money, but it'll never happen again. I've learned my lesson. He says all the right things, and his mom is devastated over this because he's got several brothers, Judge, that are hard workers also and have never gotten it.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court will deny your application for deferred adjudication. The court will find you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. Take in consideration 2024 PF 24733. There's to be restitution to SAPD for drug testing. There's to be no re-entry into the United States. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. Do you understand you're not allowed to come back to the United States?
Yes, ma'am.
If you come back to the United States, that will be a violation of your probation and you're facing 10 years in the prison if you do that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Probation, he's not allowed re-entry back in the United States. Are any other conditions needed? All right, good luck to you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Those were the best
Hmm?
cough drops that I've been,
Oh, if you need any more, we have some.
you know, it's, I was doing this and those are a lot.
Ah,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome.
Yeah, you have a good one.
All right, you too.
You mess around, you find out, and Judge Boyd is the definition of zero tolerance when it comes to illegal immigrants who think they can just break the law and skate by. Honestly, it's refreshing to see a judge cut through the noise and stick to the facts without sugarcoating anything. There's a line between justice and leniency, and Judge Boyd makes it crystal clear where she stands. Let me know in the comments. Do you think she handled this the right way, or was it too harsh? But don't go anywhere, because up next we've got a defendant who literally showed up late to his own sentencing. And trust me, 20 years in prison might end up being the least of his problems. This next case is about to get wild.
Agreement is, if you don't show up for sentencing, you are subject to the full range of punishment. So my question to you is, why shouldn't I sentence you to 20 years?
And we're asking you to follow the plea bargain if you would.
All right, according to the plea bargain agreement, punishments be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine, and it says that both parties agree that if he didn't show up for sentencing, he would be subject to the full range of punishment. So State, are you still proceeding with the plea bargain agreement?
Your Honor, in light of him not showing up, I believe the full range, as it says in the agreement, at this point, we'll defer to the court for the reasoning behind that he didn't show up and it was a valid reason.
Right. You want to
say what?
call your client as a witness to explain?
Yes.
Could you raise your right hand for me?
Raise your hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record. State your name for the record.
Council Carroll,
All right, why didn't you show up for court?
because I have some problems.
We all have problems, but you're not telling me what your problems were.
Well, first of all, my daughter had her baby, but I came up with I was sick soon, so my corona.
Everybody used coronavirus as an excuse, but did you provide any medical documentation that you had that?
Yeah, I do. I have that.
No. Did you provide any medical documentation to the court that you were ill?
I think I did. I should have. Do you have any?
I do not. Not for the date you're addressing, Judge.
Yes. So you did not. Because if you would have, I would have that. And I don't have it.
So you don't have any paperwork at all?
I don't have anything to show that you were ill, and that's the reason why you didn't show up for your sentencing. I do have that I was lenient with you to allow you to get your affairs in order and to come back on a different date for sentencing. That's what I have. So why shouldn't I sentence you to beyond the 2 years? Because that's your agreement. Your agreement is if you don't show up for sentencing, you are subject to the full range of punishment. So my question to you is, why shouldn't I sentence you to 20 years?
Say that again, please.
Your agreement was that if you did not show up for your sentencing date, that your range of punishment would be up to 20 years in prison. You did not show up. So the question is, why shouldn't I send you to prison for 20 years?
I most definitely didn't understand that one.
No, you did, because it's a part of your plea bargaining agreement. And what I can tell you, and I'm sure your counsel will tell you this, and even though this is a new prosecutor to this court, I go over the plea bargaining agreement in great detail and ask on the record, do you understand that to be the plea bargaining agreement? And usually, well, not usually, every time I ask the defendant first, do you understand that to be the plea bargaining agreement? And they will say yes. Then I will either ask the state of the defense attorney, is that the plea bargaining agreement? And I can tell you that you were aware that you were subject to the entire range of punishment. So we're back to this. Why shouldn't I sentence you to 20 years? Because that was your bargain, that if you didn't show up for court, that you will be subject to the full range of punishment. And I remember all of the people who say, give me some extra time and I will show up.
What was going on with your daughter?
Yeah, I mean, she have a baby next month or whatever, you know what I mean? But I don't
What
think.
do you mean she has her baby next month? You told me she already had the baby.
Actually losing brain cells over this one. How do you miss your own sentencing when you're staring down 20 years in prison? Like, genuinely? Make it make sense. This guy had a plea, deal for just 2 years, and instead of showing up, he disappears for months, basically throwing away freedom like it's a coupon that expires. He literally risked 18 more years behind bars just because he couldn't be bothered to show up. This isn't even a gamble. This is straight-up self-sabotage. It's like choosing to run a marathon barefoot on hot asphalt when someone already handed you a ride to the finish line. If you've ever seen a court case more ridiculous than this one, drop it in the comments because I swear this might be the gold medal winner for worst decision-making in legal history.